Welcome to day 24 of this 28-day Follow Your Cycle series. Just a reminder, if you haven't already and you would like to receive all of the other videos in this series, the link will be in the description box today. By now we are well and truly in the energy of premenstrual phase. Our energy levels are starting to get lower, and I hope that this class serves for those days when you really have to drag yourself to the mat, where motivation is low, where energy levels are even lower. Let's stay close to the ground today, still move our body, still take the time to connect, but we won't be doing anything too strenuous. Let's start our practice today by coming into a comfortable seat. So whatever that looks like for you, if you need to bring something underneath the bottom to make it more comfortable for your hips, adjust your legs, whatever you need to do, please be comfortable as we start here. Rest the hands on the knees or on the belly, whichever feels more comfortable. Find a little length through the spine, maybe take a few shoulder rolls. And then if you feel safe to do so, close down the eyes or soften the eye gaze. Let your belly be soft, let it hang out. I want you to just notice the air moving in through the nose. And notice the air moving out through the nose. See if you can allow this to be effortless without controlling the breath. Simply following the breath with the mind's eye. I want you to become aware of the supports beneath you, so notice where your legs connect with the mat. And see if you can gently press down into those supports to feel the spine lifting and lengthening, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Good. Keep this length through the spine as you blink open the eyes. Bring the soles of the feet together, coming into our butterfly, so they can either be in nice and close to the body or further away, depending on what your body needs and what feels best today. As you inhale, I want you to bring the knees up towards the body, and then as you exhale, gently release them down. If you want and need a little bit more, you can also lean forward as you bring the knees down. Inhale, rise them up. Exhale, release them down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Gently release the body back upright. Bring the legs into a wide leg position. So again, you adjust here. If this is as wide as your legs go comfortably, then that's perfect. If you can go wider, then do so. You should be able to feel the stretch through the inner thighs, but also up the back of the legs in the hamstrings as well. Find that length through the spine. So just as we're in a seated position, press down into the supports of the floor. So the legs press down to lift up. And then maybe this is where we stay, upright today, drawing the toes back towards us, just breathing here, enjoying, hopefully, this stretch. If you'd like a little bit more and you need a bit more in your body to feel the feedback of this stretch, then you can gently lean forward. I want you to try and keep the chest lifted. So rather than rounding and tucking, keep lifting and lengthening through that spine. So keep pressing down into the floor to get that length through the spine. Breathing here. Gently release the hands back. I'm going to swing around on my mat. Feel free to copy if you're also in a similar position on yours. We're coming into our reverse tabletop. So the feet are about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider if you need a bit more space. The hands are coming behind you, fingertips pointing towards the feet. And as you inhale, I want you to press, lifting the hips up. And either staying here with chin tucked into chest, or you can gently release the head back. Keep lifting the hips. Keep breathing. And then slowly release the hips back down, bringing both legs out in front of you and slowly rolling forward into a seated forward fold here. So you can find the feet, or if you can only reach the calves, reach towards them. Remember, you can have a bend through the knees if you need, or bring a strap around the feet if you prefer. Just gently folding in here. So where in our seated forward fold we kept that length in the spine, we're really encouraging the rounding this time. Counterposing to that opening that we did in tabletop. And just breathing here. On your next breath, we have a couple of options. You can either come back into that reverse tabletop once more, so just as we did before with the bent legs. You could have one leg extended, coming into reverse plank, and one leg supporting, so lifting up like this makes it a little bit more easier on the body, or you can have both legs extended for your reverse plank. Again, resting the head back is optional as well. Do what feels good for your neck. Breathing here, keep pressing firmly through the feet and the hands. And then slowly rolling the hips all the way back down. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs now. I want you to bring a block into your practice, or something that you can press in between the knees, so a book or something like that will work as well. Coming all the way down onto your back, bringing the feet in towards the hips, again, roughly hip distance, and bringing that block or book in between the knees. Adjust the back so you feel nice and comfortable here, so maybe give yourself a little bit of a wriggle before we get started. Rest the palms onto the mat, and then as you inhale, we're pressing into the floor, lifting the hips up. You'll notice that the inner thighs have to engage to keep pressing that block in between the knees. Take a breath at the top, and then slowly roll the spine back down. See if you can get every vertebrae to touch the mat one at a time as you roll all the way back down. Next breath, we're pressing up again, inhaling, taking a breath at the top, and exhaling all the way back down. We're going to do 3 more of these with our own breath, following that same rhythm, inhaling up, exhaling at the top, taking another inhale in, and exhaling back down. So work with your own rhythm now. We've got 3 more of these to go. Just noticing the sensations in your body as you practice this, where you feel the sensations or tension when you press up. Does it change as you breathe here at the top? And does it change as you slowly roll down? Good. And gently release the block out the way, bring the knees in and just give yourself a little rock from side to side. The glutes are probably a little bit sore from practicing this, maybe the inner thighs as well. I like to roll the hips around so you're just gently massaging into those glutes. And then bring the feet back down to the mat. We're coming back into our bridge pose, but this time we're bringing the block underneath the hips, finding a restorative variation. So lift the hips up, slide the block underneath, whichever side you prefer. It can be the very flat side if you like. You can come into the high side if that feels better. And just resting the hands so the palms face upwards, feeling comfortable through the shoulders and neck. Gently squeezing the knees together, but nothing like we did before when we were holding the block, just an energetic pulling towards each other. And breathing here. You can stay here if you like, or we're going to reach the feet up towards the sky. So you should feel stable through the block or the book, whatever you're using. Make sure that you do. It should feel comfortable underneath the tailbone. Flex the feet, press them as if you're trying to press the feet into the sky, and just resting here. On your next breath, bring the right ankle across the left thigh, bend the left knee and bring it all the way back down to the mat. Gently press the right leg away, stretching through that right hip. And then slowly lifting, engaging through the core, lifting everything back up. And swapping sides, left ankle crosses the right thigh, bend the right knee, bring the foot back down to the mat, press the left knee away. See if you can keep the weight even through the hips. Good. Gently release that left leg down. Pressing into both feet now as you lift the hips off the block, slide it out the way. Roll the spine all the way down and gently hug the knees into the chest. Take a gentle rock from side to side. Just before we head into Savasana today, we're going to come into our fish pose. So you can come into supported fish if you prefer, with the block underneath the upper back. Or you can come into the variation using the hands. So the forearms and hands are resting on the mat. Elbows are underneath the body as much as possible. And we're gently pressing into the hands, into the elbows, and letting the head and neck rest behind us. Breathing here. Notice the sensations in the shoulders. And then when you're ready, bring the chin back to chest. We're coming all the way down onto our backs for our Savasana, our corpse pose. Taking a few full deep breaths here. Noticing where your body connects with the mat and the floor. And letting yourself sink further in. Let all parts of you become heavy and soft. Completely relaxed in this space. And see if you can allow yourself to relax with permission, letting go of any internal dialogue around feeling or being lazy. Knowing that leaning into this rest is the exact thing that's going to allow you to do more later at different stages of your cycle. When we rest here, we renew, we restore. And we allow the cycle to continue, bringing fresh energy next cycle. Take one last full deep breath. And rolling onto your side. Coming all the way up to have a seat. Hands to heart. Take a moment here to honor yourself for showing up to today's practice, especially when you don't feel like it. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.